Top of the morning folks, today from the Reddit Rainforest. What is the stupidest thing you have ever done while drunk? Caught a train to Budapest from Prague, but left my stuff in Prague because I forgot to check out of my hostel. Once during an alcohol blackout I left a party to take a 5-hour round trip by train from Denmark to the German border to buy more beer, since I was about to run out of beer and beer was cheaper in Germany. I sobered up on the way home with 3 cases of beer under my seat and a fine for riding the train without a ticket. The total cost of getting that beer was twice what it had cost to buy it at home. And of course the party was long over by the time I was home. I was making mini ravioli. I went to the sink to drain out the pasta water, but I forgot to put the strainer in the sink. So all of my ravioli just went down the drain like a slip and slide. I ordered bubble wrap off Amazon just to see if they would wrap it in more bubble wrap, then promptly forgot that I had done so. Imagine my confusion 5 business days later. How can you leave us without the answer? Not op. But I have done the same. Non-drunkenly. And yes, mine came wrapped in bubble wrap. I have also bought boxes. And yes, they come packed in boxes. Got into a fight over the Queen's honor after someone else said she can go duck herself. I was very drunk, and it seemed like a good idea at the time. So, you're welcome Elizabeth II. As a bet, I sat bare-ass on a searchlight in front of discotheque. You know the ones that shoot beams of light into the clouds? Yeah. Turns out they get pretty hot. Got 3rd-degree burns on my ass. Cold and sit down for 2 weeks. Had to wear a diaper bandage. Lucky it didn't get my balls. Done a ton of similar stupid things. But this one, among friends and family, is regarded as my greatest drunk duck-up. While I was on holidays with my mates I was bet €25 that I could not balance on the taps at a bar. It did not end well. I balanced for about 6 seconds then fell into the bar side, knocked over a lot of bottles. The bartender had an interesting response. He said I could fight him if I won. I did not have to pay for all the malarkey I broke. If I lost, I had to pay for all the malarkey I broke, and I would be beaten to malarkey. I won because I got hit with a solid gut punch and threw up into the bartender's mouth while he was trash talking me. Walked out with a band from the bar but did not have to pay. Pissing off a bridge. The problem was that I wasn't above the river, so it went onto the street and there were people there. That reminded me of how I drunkenly pissed into the sea off the edge of a pier in a storm, late in autumn. Now that I think of it, the wind must have blown my way. I was drunk up on a mountain, which was known to have a decent sized population of black bears. Black bears are generally not aggressive and, being drunk, I decided I would go outside to find one to pet. After a few minutes of stumbling around outside, I encountered a black bear scavenging in a garbage can. I realized in that moment that I in fact did not want to pet a black bear. Robbed a display magnum of champagne from a club. Ran home with a mate. On the way back, decided to crack open the spoils of drunken theft. Realized it was empty. Cobbed it as hard as I could at a parked car nearby. Straight through the front window. Looked at my mate. He looked at me. We both laughed and tore off. Mate told me to grab a road sign for the room as we ran past some works. Thought it was an excellent idea. Legged it over a famous bridge in a northern UK city with said road sign under my arm. Security stepped out at the end of the bridge. Dropped the sign. Apologized for the sign. Tried to walk away. Heard a crackle on the security guard's radio. Broken windshield. Shat my pants. Escorted to campus security office. Police called. Numerous CCTV cameras in the area checked. Identity verified. Not difficult since it was a cops and robbers night and was wearing a Guantanamo style orange jumpsuit. Arrested. Read rights. Taken to local station. Sitting there waiting to be booked in. Sobering up very quickly. Couple of cozzers behind the desk smirking at me. What's with the get up? Then. Cops and robbers night. Oh I. What are you studying? Criminology. Raucous laughter. Fingerprints. Night in the cell. Woke up to a lawyer who said the CCTV was about as irrefutable as it gets. Cautioned. Billed £900. Called my dad to see it. He could help me front it. Son, you're a dickhead. Got drunk and stayed drunk for about 10 years. Alcoholism is a hell of a thing. 3 years sober now, so that's cool. Woke up in fresh pants. Asleep on the bathroom floor. Smelling like it just showered. My wife would not tell me what happened for days. Basically, I'd been afternoon drinking with workmates, which turned into evening drinking. I got home and went into the bathroom. because I did not feel so great. I was sitting on the toilet because both ends had decided to give way at once, throwing up in the sink of our small bathroom. I fell off the toilet and passed out on the floor, and my wife came to make sure I was not dead. She cleaned me up, changed my underwear and covered me. That's as much detail as she would give me. She laughs hysterically when she sees Ferrero Rocher to this day. For some reason. That was my most recent. When I was younger, there were multiple incidents. Just as silly. In my defense, I'm a beer drinker who was given hard liquor shots. It rarely ends well. This particular night, I headed out to the patio for a smoke and asked a girl for a light. She was by herself and it was crowded, so I asked if I could join her. We started talking and we actually hit it off pretty well. I finished my drink and she was close to finishing hers, so I asked the server to bring us each a drink. She gave me another smoke to say thanks and we continued talking. We talked about work, life, and had amazing chemistry. This is the point where my girlfriend came out to the patio to find out what had happened to me for the last hour, to find me in the middle of a date that was going very well until I introduced this new angry girl as my current girlfriend. It was at that point she dragged me back into the table we were sharing with her parents. Her dad never offered me hard liquor again. To sum it up, had a date within a date. Girlfriend did not like that exception. Had sex with a girl that told me she had herpes. Did not catch though. Shout out her for telling you ahead of time. Went to University of Wisconsin-Madison to party on Halloween. It was a 2-hour drive and was drinking on the way. Got there at 5 PM and started chugging Goldschlager and vodka. Last thing I remember, it was 7 PM, so it was time to go to the house parties. Do not remember anything until 10 AM the next day when I woke up. Apparently I puked in 3 random people's houses and not in the bathroom. I did not know any of them. I called and texted my exes that were in town as well. Then got super pissed off when they would not meet up with me. I got my best friend jumped by a group of guys. I broke someone's toilet and someone else's door. The whole night was stupid and was so embarrassed. Roller skated down a flight of stairs in a friend's house. Later that night, I went streaking while still on skates with bottle rockets sticking out of the bun in my hair. My now husband staying up drinking a wine called Casillero del Diablo that was advertised as the official wine of Halloween. He wrote me a very sweet love letter with tear stains on it, placed it on my pillow, and passed out outside on our patio. I found him that next morning. We still never buy that wine to this day. You know those bathroom attendants? I had pulled out money for cover for the bar and some extra for drinks and went right to the bathroom. After doing my business I went to put some bills in his basket, and as I was leaving he thanked me over and over ... which I thought was weird, but hey, he probably really appreciated it. Went over to the bar and ordered some drinks and that's when I first noticed something was wrong. I only had 2 singles in my wallet. I did not even realize what happened until I went to the bathroom again. Said hi to my new best friend and saw the two $20 bills laying in the basket. To be fair though, anytime I go back I'm always a priority when that guy is working, and he always gives me extra mints. Ask a gay guy to kiss me. He rejected multiple times. Gave a Uber driver a $20 tip for a 10-mile drive. In my defense, they were a great conversationalist. I don't see this as stupid. When people do a good job I like to recognize it. Someone randomly invited me over to their place and they were having a party. I did not know them, never met them before. I proceeded to get completely hammered on slushes with vodka, then puked all over their floor. In college I used to get a huge kick out of walking into random parties while hammered. My favorite one was waking up in a random apartment with no idea how I got there, and a guy in a Dead Mal 5 costume passed out on the floor. Laid in the middle of a busy street at 11 PM, after which I climbed onto the roof of the house I was at. I also ended up giving my best friend a hand job that night. Fell asleep in a puddle of my own vomit. Fun fact. Gentlemen, Kahlua smells precisely the same as vomit as it does fresh from the bottle. In my less than flattering situation, I vividly remember drunkenly screaming roommate's name. ... wipe my face. He did. He's a good man and deserves the best. Still cannot drink Kahlua. Sophomore year of college. Friend of a friend had an apartment with roof access on a 3-story building. Has a party one night ... Lots of people, so most overflow onto the roof. I'm pretty drunk ... but happy / daring / bulletproof drunk. Aka stupid drunk. My roommate comments to me that I'm too close to the edge of the roof. I know he has a big time fear of heights. I decide I will do cartwheels on the edge of the building to make him uncomfortable, and because I think it will be funny. Happy ending is that I did not end up falling and hurting myself or dying. But it is one of those things that I do ask, WTF was I thinking. That was very stupid. Joined a hot wing competition out of a dare from my ex-GF. Who knows I cannot handle spicy/hot foods real well. We were both drunk out of our minds and she promised to do some real dirty stuff in our hotel room later that night if I ended up eating at least 15 wings. What was supposed to be a fun-filled 4-day weekend ended up being a nerve visit and a 3-day stay at the hospital for capsaicin poisoning. Went for a jog at 2 AM and texted my EXS brother until he told me to stop blowing up his phone. Beyond that, I have gotten so drunk while my boyfriend was asleep that I woke him up with my beer breath asking him to dance. He has a history of his drunk father waking him up. So I triggered his anxiety. Man, did I feel guilty. Unfortunately, it is the end of the video, but do not worry, there are many more coming. Like and subscribe for more posts from the Reddit Rainforest. Thanks for watching.